trying not to cry. She's been with me through a lot, and I don't know what I would do without her. But so. Hello friends, welcome back to our channel, and I'm Asia. Charne is not here right now, she's at work, but today I decided to do a video by myself. It's my coming out story video. So today is National Coming Out Day, so happy Coming Out Day to everyone that had to come out and overcome struggles, or even if you had a great coming out. Coming out is not easy at all, whether the situation is bad or you had a good coming out is still, it's not an easy thing to do. So I applaud you guys for coming out, because y'all, my coming out story wasn't sunshine, rainbows, and roses. It was a hot mess. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, and guys, I'm doing this just off of the top of my head. I should have wrote notes down from the beginning to now, just putting some notes so I won't forget, but I think I should be all right. And me and Charne, I'm gonna put that video up here so you can click on that if you want to watch it. We did do a coming out story together, but we didn't get into depth about it. So that's why I'm doing this. And then also she might do one by herself, her coming out story by herself. Okay, so let's get into the video. All right, so from the beginning, I know that a lot of people know the exact age and all that when they first started having those thoughts of liking the same sex. I don't remember the age, but I just know that it was in middle school. And I don't know, I just, I had this attraction to girls, and it wasn't like the attraction where it's like, oh, she's pretty or whatever. It was like, wow, like, girls are so beautiful, and I could see myself being with a girl, like dating a girl, kissing a girl, all that in middle school. And it was this friend that I had, and I kind of had a little crush on her. So at that point, I basically knew it wasn't the same feeling I would get whenever I would be talking about guys and stuff. It wasn't that same feeling. So that's how I felt about girls. Yeah, that's when I actually started having those feelings. My whole life, up until after college, nobody knew. Nobody knew that I had these feelings. I never told anybody. I did tell my ex that maybe I was gay because of how I felt about girls and because I wanted to do stuff with girls. And I would watch a lot of porn, lesbian porn. And I know some people are well, maybe that doesn't mean you're gay, but I had a big obsession with lesbian porn and stuff. But I never told nobody else except for my ex. But he was like, I don't think you are. But hey, now look at me, I'm with a girl. I'm engaged to a female. In college, so I'm gonna go to college. So throughout high school and all that, I was with my ex. We were together for 8 years. I was just with a guy. And when I went off to college, I was doing stuff with guys. I didn't experiment my first couple years of college. My first 3 years, I didn't experiment with girls or anything, even though I wanted to, because I was scared. I was because I come from a religious family, and first, I was having sex and drinking and partying, but growing up in the church, it was the whole gay thing was an abomination. So I didn't want to let that cat out of the bag yet. The first time I had an experience with a girl was in college. It was the first and the only girl that I had relations with besides my fiance now. I only had one experience prior with a girl, sexually. I've never dated a girl before I was with my fiance right now. She's the first girl I've ever been with, on a romantic, dating type level. And after that, I was like, oh yeah, I like the kitty. But anyway, and it's crazy because I think that the reason that I was having sex with guys was to make myself not have those gay thoughts, because I knew it was wrong in the eyes of God and my family. Because you gotta think, I grew up in a religious family. My papa's a pastor. I have bishops, deacons, all that in my family. And here I am, gay. And it caught everybody off guard. Nobody knew. Everybody was caught off guard when I first came out, but we'll get to that. After college, I started working at a daycare that I talked about before. That's where I met my fiance. Working at a daycare. I was still kind of like, you know, on and off with my ex. So when I first started working at the daycare, I walked in the room and that's when I met my fiance, Charne. And when I walked in that room, I said, "Ooh," I was like, yeah, I said it in my head. I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be mine." I said it in my head, like I manifested that, and I said that. And I said, "She's gonna be mine." I didn't know she was gay, but I kind of had like a little tiny like inkling feeling, but I didn't know she was gay. So we had a good bond. Like we started working together. We opened up to each other. We connected, but I never let it be known that I had feelings for her or I liked her. And she never let it be known to me. But I'm the first one that kind of had the feelings. So I had went on vacation in July with my family. After I came back, I said, I'm gonna make my move. So I came back to work, and at this point, we were not even in the same room anymore because I had moved to another room. And we were clocking out. I said, "Hey, do you want to go to church with me?" Blah, blah, blah. My papa has a church and, you know, whatever. and she was kind of into church too. So I kind of figured she would come. So she was like, "Oh, sure, yeah." So then we went to church together. You know, we were just friends at that moment. And then after church, we got coffee, and I kind of let it be known that I liked her and I wanted more than just to be friends. At that moment, then she had said, you know, that she had kind of the same feelings, but she wasn't really ready for like a relationship or nothing like that. So we just continued to kind of, you can say date, but not date because we weren't like official because she wasn't really ready to be in a relationship. But yeah, so this whole time that she's coming around my family and all that, like, we were just pretending that we were friends. And how can you blame me? Like, and the thing is, they loved her. When she first came around, they loved her. She would come around, she would come to church, come to the house after church, all of that. And then this is where the downfall came. Y'all about to get juicy. I've never told this story, but I'm ready to speak my truth and tell my story because I feel like also, sorry I'm getting off topic, but a lot of people don't know the real deal and don't know what really happened with my story. People just think I'm the issue and I'm the crazy one for cutting people off and for acting the way I act. Like, no, y'all don't know the full story. And with me, I don't leave nothing out. I tell the whole story. I don't play the victim. I know, like, in situations, if I did something wrong, I'm gonna own up to it. Like, yeah, I did something wrong. I did that. That wasn't right. And then I'm gonna also say what the other person did. Other people like to pin everything on me. And I just want to let everybody know, I'm not the problem. This girl that went to my church, we had coffee one day after church and Charne, because it would be me, her, and Charne will go sometimes after church. But that day was just me and her. And me and Charne had already established that we wanted to, you know, be together and work towards a relationship. So I didn't tell anyone, y'all, nobody. I trusted her and I told her. And the only reason I told her, I was like, okay, well, because we wasn't even like that anyway. Even though we were going to church together for a while, we weren't even like that anyway. But I told her, I said, I gotta tell you something. I said, and I shouldn't have told her. That was my dumb fault. I shouldn't have told her. I told her that I liked Charne and that we liked each other and we were gonna think about being in a relationship or whatever. I don't think we were in a relationship at that time. But yeah. And then she was like all shocked and she was like, you know, acting like she was there for me. I said, but don't tell her that I told you. I said, don't tell her that I told you because we're not supposed to tell nobody yet because we're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Y'all, why did she, first of all, she told my mom. And then told Charne that I had told her that about us, and told her that she told my mom. I didn't even get a chance to even come out the way I wanted to because she wanted to open her big ass mouth and tell my mom before I even could tell my mom. And coming out is something that you have to do on your own. And when somebody else does it, it messes things up, especially when you come from a family like mine. I wasn't ready. And then she's gonna lie about it. When I confronted her, because y'all know me, I don't care. If somebody tells me you did something or you did some sneaky shit, I'm gonna confront you. And she lied about it, but I just let it go. But did I talk to her ever again? No, I didn't. Like, and it's just crazy because I wasn't even ready. And that's the most devastating thing ever. When you don't tell nobody, didn't tell your mom or your family or nobody yet, and then somebody wants to open their big mouth. But it was my fault for telling her. Then me, my mom, and the girl, for some reason, they both wanted me to talk to my mom about like the situation, and I didn't even really want to talk to my mom about nothing because I just felt like, what is the point? It's crazy because at that moment I didn't even know my mom knew. But us three, we were in the car, we were talking, and then my mom was basically saying like, why we liked each other and why can't we just be friends? And we're like, because we can't just be friends. It's just like if you meet somebody and you have feelings for them, no matter if it's a girl or a guy, I had feelings for her and she had feelings for me, and we weren't gonna like not pursue it just because of my family. Now it was some moments where Charne was saying, this is too much, I can't with your family, like after we had like really came out, and it was too much. It was a lot. And I understood where she was coming from. Nobody wants to go through that. So then, after my mom knew, she tried to stop us from being together, but it didn't work because we still ended up together, and now we're engaged. So then it's time to tell my grandparents. So my grandmom, I think, and the thing is crazy, I think my grandma knew, I think my mom told her. But anyway, my grandmom wanted to talk to me and Charne after church. So basically it was saying how about me coming in the house late from being with Charne and all that. At that time they didn't know we was like that. They thought we were just friends. But I was coming in late and doing all that. And I did apologize for that, because when you're living with somebody else, you need to respect their rules no matter what, no matter if you like them or not. So I did apologize for that, whatever. And then she was like, is there anything else you need to say? Blah, blah, blah. And I nudged Charne. I was like, are we gonna tell them? Like, and then she was like, oh, well, we do have something else. We like each other. And then my grandma was like in what type of way? Like romantically? And then we were like, yeah, we like each other. And then they were just telling us like what the Bible says and how God doesn't approve of that, and how they're gonna love me, but they don't agree with our relationship, and they never will, which is fine, but that still wasn't gonna stop me either. So, y'all, it's a lot. It was all cool at that moment, and then I think I had told my dad's side too, but that wasn't really that bad. But we were quiet about it. We didn't post anything. We posted like each other. We posted each other, but as friends. Nobody knew. So we were still going to church. She was still coming over, all that, even when they knew. So mind you, they knew at this point, and she was still able to come over and all that. The switch changed when I had posted a picture. This is the first picture I ever posted on Facebook or Instagram or not anything. It was a Valentine's like post saying like when we met, how we met, all that stuff, and our pictures of us kissing and stuff. When that picture came out, y'all, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Y'all, they were pissed. My family was pissed. They were mad because I posted a picture of me and Charne kissing, and I'm like, what is the big deal about me posting a picture of us kissing? I posted pictures of me and my ex kissing on social media. Nobody said nothing, but now all of a sudden I'm with a girl and I'm posting pictures of kissing, and y'all know, y'all still letting her come around. But it's a problem because she's a girl, but they swear, my family, like they're contradicting themselves. They swear it wasn't because it was a girl, but what else is the reason why y'all didn't want me to post? Because the church people, I don't give a fuck about them church people. I'm being real and I'm being honest and blunt. Most church people are hypocrites. That's why I don't go to church anymore. That's why I will never step foot in a church ever again. I don't trust church people. They're fake, they're phony, they gossip, they do all the things that the Bible says not to do, but then they want to get on me for being gay. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm going to hell for being gay, but y'all are not going to hell for gossiping, for stealing, for cheating, jealousy. I've been in church my whole life. I can go on about the sins and all that if y'all want to talk about sins. But anyway, so they were mad about that. And I'm just like, what is the big deal? They were like, you just need to not post stuff like that and be careful with posting stuff like that because of how people are gonna view. I don't care how people view me. Y'all care about y'all's image so much that having a gay granddaughter, daughter, cousin, whatever, is making you look bad. How's that making you look bad? I'm the one that's gay. If you're not gay, you don't got nothing to worry about. One day, this was the first fallout that I had with my family, the first fallout. I would be out with Charne and stuff, staying over, all that. My grandparents weren't okay with it anymore. They said if I was staying there, I couldn't stay with Charne anymore. Even on weekends, because I had asked one time, I was like, well, I want to stay with Miss Charne this weekend, is that okay? And they were like, no. They like, that's not okay. They were like, as long as you stay here, you can't stay over there. You can go over there, but you can't stay the night. And that wasn't okay with me, and I was tired of living like that. So I said, okay. And then I texted and I said, well, I won't be coming back. I'm staying here. And that was the first fallout we had. I didn't even go back. I was staying with her. So that was the fallout we had. They said I couldn't come back, but I was staying with her. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pick and choose between somebody I love and my family. Like, y'all shouldn't even want to make me be in that position. So I was staying with her. I was staying with her for a while. This was in 2019 when we first started dating. So I was staying with her for a while. And then something had happened. I don't even know what happened. And I had to go back and live with my grandparents. And mind you, during this time when I was staying with my grandparents and that whole thing happened, they had moved my stuff touched my stuff, didn't even tell me they were moving my stuff, and moved my stuff out of their house and took it to my mom's house. Didn't even know where my stuff was. And I thought that was really fucked up. Because I went over there to get my stuff. It was gone. And I'm like, where is my stuff? Yeah, I was staying with my grandparents. I wasn't staying with my mom, that's a whole other story. Then I went back to live with them again. Another fallout happened because me and my grandparents were having a conversation one day. And they were just talking about how because I was gay, I couldn't sing on the praise team anymore. And that Charne couldn't usher in the church anymore. And they had just offered her the position of ushering. And then they took it away from her because we're gay, but we were gay and together when y'all first offered it to her, and then some switch happened. I guess we were posting pictures and stuff. So they kicked me off the praise team that I was singing on since I was like 8, 9, since my papa opened his church, because I was gay. And they said as long as I was gay, I couldn't be on the praise team. And I'm not lying. Like, people think I'm really lying about this. Why would I lie about that? So the whole time that we're having this conversation, Charnay's on the phone, so she hears everything, and that's the thing I have to do. I have to make sure that I have because they're gonna sit here and twist my words around and twist up the story. So Charne was on the phone the whole time that me and my grandparents were having this conversation. They were basically saying that God doesn't like it, and then my grandma was just saying stuff like, God doesn't hear me when I pray to him or when I talk to him because of my sexuality, basically. And then basically saying that I'm going to hell. And then I basically told them, okay, well, if I'm going to hell, that means, and the thing is, I'm real. So I wasn't saying it to be rude or disrespectful. I was just saying facts. I said, well, my mom, you got pregnant out of wedlock, so are you going to hell? And I said, and Papa, you were an alcoholic. That's a sin too. Are you going to hell? Then my grandma was just saying, well, I repented. Okay. So if God's real, because at this moment in my life, I don't know what is real or not. I don't even know if I believe in God anymore. you know, whatever, just because of situations that I've been in recently in my whole life. But so God doesn't love me, he doesn't hear me because I'm gay. I thought he loved everybody, and I can't repent because I'm gay, because being gay is the worst sin ever. So this is getting intense, my neck's hurting. Okay, so then we had that conversation, it was done. I guess they told my mom the conversation we had, and my mom was upset because she thought I was disrespecting her parents, which I wasn't doing. They came at me, and I came right back. Like, that's the thing with me. Respect is earned, not given. I don't just give respect. I was laying on the couch one day, and mind you, around this time, I had just started going to a psychiatrist and taking my meds. I started taking meds for my mental health. That's another video I want to get into. My mom comes in. This is the second fallout reel. My mom comes in. She's like, so you're disrespecting my parents? I said, what are you talking about? She came at me crazy. I said, what? She's like, you're disrespecting my parents, and you have no right to talk to them like this when they're letting you stay here, and you're a freeloader. She called me a freeloader. First of all, my grandparents never said I had to pay rent or nothing. My grandparents, I bought my own food. I bought my own food. I would eat some of their food if they, sometimes, but most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I bought my own food because I was working at the time. They never asked for rent. And also, mind you, my ex was staying there, and he never paid rent. But I'm a freeloader, and I'm the granddaughter. Make it make sense. Anyway, so then she's like, coming at me, and I'm calm. I'm sitting there calm, but I'm not trying to disrespect my mom. I'm not trying to go there with her because she's my mom, and I'm trying to be respectful right now. And I just took my meds. And then I was like, I said, I'm not doing this right now. I said, I just took my meds. I don't have time for the argument. She was like, well, it must not be working. Why would you even say that? Then she was coming at me, and then I'm just sitting there, my grandparents are over there. It starts getting loud. I get up. I said, I'm gonna remove myself before, because I was doing therapy and I was going to my psychiatrist, so I was trying to use those tactics that my therapist gave me. I stood up. I said, I'm leaving. I said, I'm walking away because I'm not doing this. And then my mom is steady following me, yelling, and then I start getting loud and yelling. Then I start throwing stuff out that my grandparents and my grandma said to me about God not hearing me. Then my grandma was gonna say, she didn't say that. I was like, yeah, you did. Like, y'all really acting like I'm crazy. And then what really hurt is that I was like packing my stuff. I literally had nowhere to go. So I'm packing my stuff. First of all, my fiance is on the phone. Charne's on the phone the whole time. She hears it. Because I called her when my mom started yelling, because I was like, I need some proof that somebody know that she really did that and that this really happened. So I'm packing my stuff up, get my bag, and then I just said, I said, I don't have to come back here. I don't need to come back here. And then my papa was like, well, good then, or something like that. And that really hurt. Like, he said something along those lines, like, well, good, or you don't have to come and get your stuff and passing me my stuff. And I'm like, wow, papa. Wow, my mom. Wow, mom. Like, but family is, blood is thicker than water. No, it's not. Because Charne is more of my family than my family has ever been and will ever be after this whole situation happened. And I'm not, yes, they have done stuff for me, and I'm not pushing out what they've done for me financially, growing up and all that, and being there for me. But right now is the moment that really matters. So all that don't matter. How you treated me now, that's what I'm always gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember the stuff you did, the good stuff you did, because this outweighs it. So I left, got in my car, left. I'm crying on the phone with Charne. Literally had my pajamas on, looking crazy. So Charne, it was living with her grandparents, her grandma, because we had got kicked out of the place that we were staying at. So I had to go to my grandparents' house, and she had to go back. So she drives down on E. She didn't have no gas and drives down. That's how I know she's a real one. She's my ride or die. She's a real one. I'm telling you that. Like, nobody's gonna ever take her place. Like, that's mine. Like, forever. She's been with me through a lot, and I'm trying not to cry. She's been with me through a lot, and I don't know what I would do without her. But so then I call my dad's side, and I go over there, and when I go over there, you know, they're trying to calm me down, and I guess somebody had already called them because they kind of already knew the situation, because I think they knew where I was coming, because I guess my mom called my grandma on my dad's side and asking like if I was there or and whatnot. So I go over there, tell them what happened. I'm really having a mental breakdown, y'all. This is like one of the biggest mental breakdowns, I've ever had. And the thing is, it was just my grandma and my grandma and my pop up on my dad's side. My dad wasn't even around. I think he was upstairs or something. So I had left my bag there at my grandma on my dad's house. Left my bag over there, my little bag, and then I left my car there. And I assumed that they knew I was gonna stay there because I left my bag and I didn't have nowhere else to go. So I left with Charne. We went somewhere to cool off. It brings me back to my grandma on my dad's house. And it's not even like 9 o'clock yet. It's up there. I'm knocking on the door and people are up. The lights and stuff are all on. I'm knocking on the door. Nobody answered. So I called, maybe, they don't hear it. So I call the house. I hear the phone ringing and nobody's answering. I called about 5 times. I called the house phone 5 times. Nobody answered. And I'm knocking. I'm just standing there. I'm like, wow, my bag's in there. I thought I could come here and go to sleep because I have nowhere to go. And I left because I was like, went back to the car and I'm crying. Because I'm like, I don't have nowhere to go. I don't have nobody else. I don't have nowhere to go. And that really hurt too. And people don't know that either. Didn't have nowhere to go that night. So thank God for Charne's grandma. She let me stay there that night. And thank God that the next day, 2 days after that, we moved into our apartment. That's the thing, we had already had our apartment thing lined up. We were already moving in, but that situation happened and I didn't have nowhere to go for those 2 days before we moved in. So thank God for Charne's grandma for letting me stay there, because I would have just probably slept in my car. And that's what would have happened. When I left my grandma's house, my grandma's door, I got in the car and me and Charne just were crying. Like, we really was like, wow, like, didn't have nowhere to go. Like, I'm really sitting at the door knocking. Knocking. And nobody came. So that's why I say that family isn't everything to me. Like, yeah, my mom brought me into this world. Yeah, I have family, but they're not family. My family is Charne, and I will always say that. She's been with me through the fucking ringer. Nobody will ever understand why my love for her is so strong, why I will do anything for her. Anything. Because it's like, wow, she's opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, and it's just like, wow. You just, and the thing is, like, I had to go to work that day. After all that happened, I still had to go to work. I had to get changed because my stuff I had bags of clothes in my car. I had to get dressed outside of my grandmom's house, outside of my car. Took a shower at Charne's grandparents' house. But yeah, crazy, right? And this last situation that happened was recently. It was in like May or June, one of those months. I think it was May. So this situation happened because Charne made a post, and she made a post just basically saying about like what we go through as a gay couple, like with our families and stuff. Just basically saying how like she wasn't invited to my grandparents' house anymore after we came out, was posted and being public with it, and I wasn't able to go to her mom's house, like basically saying that. Just saying how it's hard being, not being accepted and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. I wish I could read the post. Anyway, I might put it in here if I can find it. But then everybody was giving love. And then the girl that I talked about in the beginning from my old church, the one that told my mom and told Charnette that I told her that we liked each other. She's gonna post under, because I blocked her. I blocked like my family, all my family's basically blocked on everything. And she is too, because I don't want to see her stuff and I don't want her to see mine. Charnette doesn't have her blocked. She had commented, and then Charnette in the post was saying how me and her got kicked out of the church. Then the girl is gonna come under the post and say, that's not true, why are you saying this, blah, blah, blah. Basically saying we're lying about our experience. That's nothing to lie about. Well, what do we have to lie for? For clout? No. Like, nobody has nothing to lie about. That literally did happen. We did get kicked out of the church. They said that if we were still together, we couldn't sing on the praise team, or she couldn't usher. And the thing is, why would I go to a church where I'm not accepted? They didn't say out of their mouths, you're kicked out of the church, but they implied it by saying we can't be involved in the church if we're gay. So then Charnette had to get with her on the post. She deleted her post because Charnette got with her and then messaged her also, letting her know that did happen and she needs to not speak on stuff she don't know, basically. Then my sister, first of all, people follow me on Facebook. And I have a lot of people. I've blocked some people, but some people, I can't block everybody. So some people know my mom, and my family, and they probably go back and snitch. And for y'all to be snitching, like, why are you snitching? Y'all don't got nothing else to do with your day or your life than to snitch on me? And I'm talking to whoever's watching this video that's on Facebook snitching, that be snitching and showing my posts and screenshot shit. Like I'm not grown. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You can show whoever you want. I'm still write whatever the fuck I want to write. Anyway, had to let that be known to those Facebook people. So, I guess somebody messaged my mom. And the thing is, the girl had tagged my mom in the post. I blocked my mom too, so I couldn't see it, but she had tagged my mom in the post too. And I'm like, why would you tag my mom in the post? So then my mom messages me and she's like, I saw somebody showed me the post that was written. I said, first of all, I didn't write it. Charnette did, and it was nothing crazy. But she said, is everything okay? I said, yes. I said, everything's okay. I said, it's nothing. Like I said, she was just venting and saying how she felt. Nobody was coming for you or the family or nobody. She was just saying how she felt. And I posted under it, a comment under it, not even saying nothing crazy. So I told my mom, I said, no, I said, it's nothing wrong because we were just together for Mother's Day and I was okay. Like I went around when I, wanted to or when I needed to. And then when I wasn't around all the time because I can't be around my family like that. I can't be around that negativity. I can't do it. So I would go around when I wanted to. So we were just together. It was okay. So I texted her that. She never texted back. And then I did block my mom on Facebook because I knew that she was gonna see the post and then blow it out of proportion. So that's why I blocked her on Facebook. And I didn't even write the post. That's the thing. Everybody get mad at me because of a post my fiance wrote. She has her own mind. I can't stop her from writing nothing. So then my sister wants to be all big and bad and get on the post. And I'm like, when do you even ever be on Facebook? And now you're commenting under my fiance's post getting crazy, talking about some cars, about us riding in my mom's car. First of all, my mom gave me the car. I put a $1,000 down payment on the car, her used car that she gave me. She just randomly one day said she wanted to give me a car because I didn't have a car for a while because my first car broke down. So this was in 2019 when I first started working at my first job after college. She had got a new car and she gave me mine. I was like, well, I wanted to get my own car because that's the thing. I was gonna get my own car. I was gonna get a new car, and I remember the car I was gonna get. I was gonna get a white Malibu with black interior. It was a 2019, and I wanted that car. And my family was all saying, well, maybe you shouldn't do that for your first car that you get on your own. And then my mom wants to give me her hand-me-down car that had problems and was messed up. Yeah, let's talk about that. And I gave her a down payment for it, and I paid her every 2 weeks. I paid her $200 and something every 2 weeks for the insurance and for the car payment on a used car that she gave me that had problems and had issues. The only time, and then my sister's gonna talk about how I'm not paying my mom and how Charne, we're joyriding her car, not paying her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, first of all, when the car was broken down, I was paying my mom. Even when the car was sitting for 3 months because the tire that she didn't tell me about. Then the battery that she didn't tell me that was messed up. Sitting for 3 months. Didn't even tell me the car had free towing. It was sitting for 3 months and I still was paying her. And she was overcharging me in the beginning. And then Charne had brought it up and said, yeah, she's overcharging you for something. And then I brought it up to her and she was mad because she got caught. Anyway, then she's talking about this car thing. And I'm like, first of all, my mom knew that I was struggling because of COVID. When COVID first started, I had lost my job for 6 months. I wasn't able to pay her. And then I had lost my job. I had started working again, was paying. Then I lost my job again. Well, I quit my job again and I wasn't paying her, but she knew the situation and she knew that I was going to get back on track and I was going to pay her and all that. She knew all that, but then it seemed like she was telling my sister a whole nother story. Like I just wasn't paying her. I was spending my money on all this stuff. Like, and not paying her on purpose and just joyriding, no. 9 times out of 10, Charne's car is not the best either. So we would drive my car because my car was a little better. And also my papa on my dad's side had put like $1,000 into fixing the car. So think about all that. My sister's coming under the post basically saying all this shit and coming at my fiance and stuff. And I'm just like, what? So I'm let it be known. I messaged her. And mind you, my mom never messaged me back after I told her the post wasn't like that. She never told the people that came under the post that it was like that. If she had told them that I texted her and said the post wasn't like that, it would have never went that far. But she didn't want to say that. She wanted to play the victim. That's what she wanted to do. That's what narcissists do. So then I messaged my sister because I'm like, because Charne, she can hold her own. She messaged my sister too on Facebook. But I had to let it be known, you're not going to talk to my fiance any kind of way. So me and my sister got into it. And I let her know, first of all, mom knew. Everybody wants to act like Asia's the disrespectful child. Like, no, because growing up, I was a great child. I've listened, I did whatever that people wanted me to do. But now I'm disrespectful because I'm standing up for myself. So we got into it. Haven't talked to my sister since June. And also my mom, haven't talked to her because after that whole situation happened, I said, I don't trust her. Like, this is a third fallout we've had and you still acting the same way. And you're just not gonna change. I'm not gonna keep going back and forgiving you and forgiving you and forgiving you and you taking all this energy out of me and lying and stuff. I don't have time for that. So I cut her off too. And I told her she can come get the car. And y'all know what's crazy? She said she was gonna come get it. And it's crazy because that showed me right there. She never wanted me to have that car. I don't know why she gave it to me in the first place. And you're just gonna take it away from me knowing that I need a car to get from point A to point B. We're only working with one car right now, which is hard. And you're just gonna take it. You took the car that you gave me, that I gave you a down payment on, that I was paying payments for, even though I had stopped. You already knew why I had stopped. So, cut her off. Now she's playing the victim to everybody like I'm the problem and y'all, I'm not. Like I said, I told this whole story. I'm not, like, I have my issues, but I don't want people acting like I'm the problem. Like I'm just cutting my family off for no reason. No, I'm cutting them off for a reason because y'all are not gonna just treat me any kind of way. My whole life, y'all have been treating me any kind of way. I've been the outcast. I've been the black fucking sheep of the family, the black sheep of the family, the scapegoat. Y'all call me crazy because I spoke facts. Yeah. So I haven't talked to her, and she's been trying to like get up with me through other people. And hey, Booter, that's Char. She's been trying to get up with me, and I'm like, no, like I'm not talking to her. I'm not. Y'all are not gonna make me feel bad and guilt trip me into talking to my mom after all that happened. And y'all know what happened. Y'all have to know what happened. My coming out story is still, hey Mooney, I love him. My coming out story is still developing. That's basically my coming out story, and from beginning to now it's still going on. So I'm not gonna say it's the end because it's still gonna be more to come in the future probably. Because I think I talked about a lot today, y'all. I told y'all a lot of stories. There's probably more that I could talk about, but I'm not gonna waste y'all's time because this video is already long, but I had to get this. Hey, I had to get this out. But anyway, I just wanted to say, for anybody that's coming out, I hope my story is helping you, and I hope that you don't let nobody, not even your family or whoever, make you feel bad for loving who you love. Love is love. Love is love. Love who you want. And I've realized that I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been with a female. No matter what they say about the Bible, about how they feel about me, I'm going to be with her forever. I'm going to marry this woman. So nobody can stop me, and nobody can stop you. Be you. Be happy and be great. And yeah, and that's the end of my video. We should be coming with some more videos for Halloween. We're excited because it's going to be Charlie's first Halloween. And doing some other videos coming this week. So stay tuned and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Hey, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.